So I'm going to be stretching this canvas Giclees from a painting that I did. Here's a couple I did already. So this is what they look like when they're finished. That one's an 8x10, this is like a 12x15. You're gonna need a staple gun, canvas pliers, a really good pair of scissors. So first thing you want to do is flip it over. I'm gonna line up these bars with these corners here. I want to make sure that this lip is on the inside. See, it's only on one side. So I want to put that face down. That's to make sure there's no ghost around the canvas. I always stretch the sides first. Then I'll do this side. Same thing. So now I'm going to work this one side. So what I did is I flipped it and I'm working the opposite side now. So I left this here and I'm working the opposite side just to make sure it's even. I'm pulling these not super tight because I don't want to pull that out of the line, but I'm making sure it's kind of tight. Now in this side I'm actually going to start pulling a little tighter. This is where you could get your pliers. Normally for a bigger canvas I would use pliers more. So when I hand tighten, I put my thumbs here, I pull it up and around. You can see it move. So you can see images starting to tighten up. So I'll do this side now. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't like this excess. It's nice when you're stretching it to use it to pull on, but I don't like to leave it like that. So I cut it off as I take it's one of these self-healing boards, and I take one of these utility knives, start up here, just do this a couple times, finish the cut here, and then here, and that's quite a bit in excess, yeah. So I'll do the same thing the other side. So you can see the difference now. It's much cleaner. So I'm going to show you how I do these corners. Right here, where this edge meets the canvas, take my finger at a finger length, and I cut right to the edge of the printed line. Then I'm going to cut this piece off. Then I take this corner and fold it over. And I cut that corner off. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get rid of much of this material here, so I don't have these huge bulky corners. I don't like the way that looks at all. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, about a finger's width. So I'm going to do the same thing on this end. My sides are done, my corners are cut. So with the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the corners. I'm just going to push them in like this from the front, and I'm going to kind of fold it over just like a wrapping a present. And then if you look, right, I want this to be flush, so I just use my hand and kind of pull that out, take my fingers and just roll this out a little bit. And do that and adjust it on either side. Flush the way I want it. I like the folds on top. Pull this right in the middle, pretty tight. Put a staple right in the middle. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Find my corners, push them in, fold it over, line this up, and now I'm going to continue to staple the canvas and work this way. I'm not going to go all the way to this end yet. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work the opposite side over here. Now here's where I will use the pliers if I have them. Just to get it a little tighter. So you want to make sure this notch goes against the wood. Put these pliers over. And I don't pull these like super tight, just enough where it's really going to tighten this canvas. If you have them, it's nice because it does hurt your hands after a while pulling it like that. Now I'm going to cut this excess off. And a much more flush edge this versus that. Get rid of that. Sounds like a drum. So now I'll do these corners. What I do is I fold the corner in like this. And I like to do this because when you look at this painting from the side, you can see a little bit of this white. So I'm going to do this corner now, fold it under. Get one there, one on top. Okay, so I'm going to do the other corners. Alright, so that's basically how I stretch a canvas. Now I got to put a wire and sign it. Please like and subscribe for more studio art videos and art marketing.